இந்த வீடியோல நாம பார்க்க போறது Physics Reduced Syllabus 2021 to 2022 12th ஸ்டாண்டர்டுக்கு. ஸோ ஃபஸ்ட்டு சாப்டரில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஃபஸ்ட்டு சாப்டர் வந்து எலக்ட்ரோஸ்டாட்டிக்ஸ். எலக்ட்ரோஸ்டாட்டிக்ஸில் வந்து 1.1 இன்ட்ரடக்ஷன், 1.1.1 historical background of electric charges, 1.1.2 basic properties of charges, 1.2 Coulomb's law, 1.2.1 superposition principle, 1.3 electric field and electric field line, 1.3.1 electric field, 1.3.2 electric field due to the system of point charges, 1.4 electric dipole and its properties, 1.4.1 electric dipole, 1.4.2 electric field due to dipole, 1.4.3 torque experienced by an electric dipole in the uniform electric field, 1.5 electrostatic potential and potential energy, 1.5.1 electrostatic potential energy and electric static potential, 1.5.2 electric potential due to a point charge, 1.5.3 electrostatic potential at a point due to an electric dipole, 1.5.6 electrostatic potential energy for the collection of point charges, 1.5.7 electrostatic potential energy of a dipole in an uniform electric field, 1.6 electrostatic potential energy of a dipole in a 1.5.6 திரும்பவும் சொல்கிறேன். 1.5.6 electrostatic potential energy for the collection of point charges, 1.5.7 electrostatic potential energy of a dipole in a uniform electric field, 1.6 gas law and its application, 1.6.1 electric flux, 1.6.2 electric flux for closed surfaces, 1.6.3 gaseous law, 1.6.4 application of gaseous law, 1.8 capacitor and capacitance, 1.8.1 capacitors, 1.8.2 energy stored in a capacitor, 1.8.3 applications of capacitor, 1.8.4 effect of a dielectrics in capacitors, 1.8.5 capacitors in a series and parallel, 1.9 distribution of charges in a conductor and action at points, 1.9.1 distributor of the charges in a conductor, 1.9.2 action of points or corona discharge, 1.9.4 Van Graaff generator. Next, second lesson, current electricity. Introduction, 2.1 electric current, 2.1.1 conventional current, 2.1.2 drift velocity, 2.1.3 microscopic model of current, 2.2 Ohm's law, 2.2.1 resistivity, 2.2.2 resistors in a series and parallel, 2.2.3 color code for carbon resistance, 2.2.4 temperature dependence of resistivity, 2.3 energy and power in electrical circuits, 2.4.1 electromotive force and internal resistance, 2.4.2 determination of internal resistance, 2.4.3 cells in series, 2.4.4 cells in parallel, 2.5 Kirchhoff's rule, 2.5.1 Kirchhoff first rule, 2.5.2 Kirchhoff second rule, 2.5.3 Wheatstone bridge, 2.5.4 meter bridge, 2.5.7 measurement of internal resistance of cell by potentiometer, 2.7 thermal electric current, 2.7.1 Seebeck effect, okay, 2.7.2 Peltier's effect, Peltier's கொஞ்சம் பார்க்கலாம் என்ன போட்டிருக்குது Peltier effects 2.7.3 Thomson effect. Next, chapter 3, magnetism and magnetic effects of current, that is electric current. So magnetism and magnetic effects of electric current, 3.1 introduction, 3.1.2 basic properties of magnetism, magnets, 3.2 Coulomb's inverse square law of magnetism, 3.8 Biot-Savart law, 3.8.1 determination and explanation of Biot-Savart law, 3.8.2 magnetic field due to a long straight conductor carrying current, 3.8.3 magnetic field produced along the axis of the current carrying circular coil, 3.8.5 current loop as a magnetic dipole, 3.9 ampere circuital law, 3.9.1 ampere circuital law, 3.9.2 magnetic field due to the current carrying wire of infinity length using Ampere's law. Next, 3.9.3 magnetic field due to a long current carrying sole hold, 3.10 Lorentz force, 3.10.1 force on a moving charge in a magnetic field, 3.10.2 motion of a charged particle in a uniform magnetic field, 3.10.3 motion of a charged particle under crossed electric and magnetic field, velocity selector, 3.10.5 force on a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field, 3.10.6 force between two long parallel current carrying conductors, 3.11.2 moving coil galvanometer. Next, fourth chapter, electromagnetic induction and alternating current. 4.1 electromagnetic induction, 4.1.1 introduction, 4.1.2 magnetic flux, 4.1.5 Fleming's right hand rule, 4.1.6 motional emit from Lorentz force, 4.3 self-induction, 4.3.1 introduction, 4.3.2 self-inductance of a long solenoid, 4.3.3 mutual induction, 4.3.4 mutual inductance between two long coaxial solenoids, 4.4 methods of producing induced EMF, 4.4.1 introduction, 4.4.2 production of induced EMF by changing the magnetic field, 4.4.3 production of induced EMF by changing the area of the coil, 4.4.4 production of induced EMF by changing the relative orientation of the coil with the magnetic field. 4.6 transformer, 4.6.1 construction and working of transformer, 4.6.2 energy losses in transformer, 4.6.3 advantages of AC in long distance power transmission, 4.7 alternating current, 4.7.1 introduction. 4.7.1 mean or average value of AC, 4.7.2 RMS value of AC, 4.7.3 AC circuit containing pure resistor, 4.7.4 a circuit containing pure inductor, 4.7.5 AC circuit containing 1D a capacitor, 4.7.6 AC circuit containing a resistor, an inductor and a capacitor in a series RLC circuit. 4.7.7 resonance in series RLC circuit, 4.7.8 Q factor, 4.8 power in a AC circuit, 4.8.1 introduction of a power in AC circuit, 4.8.2 wattless current, 4.8.3 power factor, 4.8.4 advantages and disadvantages of AC over DC, 4.9 Oscillation in LC circuits. 4.9.1 Energy conversion during LC oscillation. 4.9.2 Conservation of energy in LC oscillations. Next, fifth chapter, Electromagnetic waves. 5.1 Introduction. 5.1.1 Displacement current and Maxwell's correction to Ampere's circuital law. 5.1.3 Maxwell equation in integral form. 5.2 Electromagnetic waves. 5.2.1 Production and properties of electromagnetic waves. Hertz experiment. 5.2.3 Electromagnetic spectrum. 5.3 Types of spectrum, emission and absorption spectrum. Fraunhofer laws. Fraunhofer's laws. Lines. Sixth chapter, ray optics. 6.1 Introduction. 6.1.1 ray optics. 6.1.2 reflection. 6.1.3 angle of deviation due to reflection. 6.1.4 image formed in a plane mirror. 6.1.5 characteristics of the image formed by the plane mirror. 6.2 spherical mirrors. 6.2.1 paraxial rays and that is marginal rays. 6.2.2 relation between F and R. 6.2.5 the mirror equation. 6.2.6 lateral magnification in a spherical mirror. 6.3 speed of light. 6.3.1 fuse method to determine the speed of light. 6.3.3 refractory index. 6.3.4 optical path. 6.4 refraction. 6.4.1 angle of deviation due to refraction. 6.4.3 principle of reversibility. 6.4.4 relative refractive index. 6.4.5 apparent depth. 6.4.6 critical angle and total internal reflection. 6.4.8 refraction in glass slab. 6.5 refraction at single spherical surface. 6.5.1 equation for refraction at single spherical surface. 6.6 thin lens. 6.6.3 lens makers formula and lens formula. 6.6.4 lateral magnification in a thin lens. 6.6.6 focal length of the lenses in contact. 6.6.7 silver lenses. 6.7 prism. 6.7.1 angle of deviation produced by a prism. 6.7.2 angle of minimum deviation. 6.7.3 refractory index of the material of the prism. 6.7.4 dispersion of white light through a prism. 6.7.5 dispersive power. 6.7.6 scattering of sunlight. Seventh chapter, wave optics. 7.1 theories of light. 7.1.1 corpuscular theory. 7.1.2 wave theory. 7.1.3 electromagnetic wave theory. 7.1.4 quantum theory. 7.2 wave nature of light. 7.2.1 wave optics. 7.2.2 Huygens principle. 7.2.3 proof for the laws of reflection using the Huygens principle. 7.2.4 proof for the laws of refraction using Huygens principle. 7.3 interferences. 7.3.1 phase differences and path differences. 7.3.2 coherent sources. 7.3.3 double slit as a coherent source. 7.3.4 Young's double slit experiment. 7.3.5 interference in white light, polychromatic light. 7.3.6 interference in thin films. 7.4 diffraction. 7.4.2 diffraction is a single slit. 7.4.4 Fresnel distance. 7.4.5 difference between the interference and diffraction. 7.4.9 resolution. 7.5.3.1 polarizer and analyzer. 7.5.3.2 plan and partial polarized light. 7.5.3.3 Moll's law. 7.5.3.4 uses of polarites. 7.5.4 polarization by reflection. 7.5.4.1 Brewster law. 7.5.4.2 pile of plates. 7.6 optical instrument. 7.6.1 simple microscope. 7.6.1.1 near point focusing. 7.6.1.2 normal focusing. 7.6.1.3 resolving power of microscope. 7.6.1.4 resolving power of a telescope. 7.6.2 compound microscope. 7.6.2.1 magnification in compound microscope. 7.6.3 astronomical microscope. 7.6.3.1 magnification in astronomical telescope. 7.6.5 reflecting telescope. 7.6.6.3 astigmatization. Next, 8th chapter, dual nature of radiation and matter. So 8.1 introduction, 8.1.1 electron emission, 8.2 photoelectric effect, 8.2.1 Hertz, Halbach and Lennert's observation, 8.2.2 effect of intensity of incident light on photoelectric current, 8.2.3 effect of potential difference on a photoelectric current, 8.2.4 effect of frequency on incident light on stopping potential, 8.2.5 laws of photoelectric current, 8.2.6 concept of quantization of energy, 8.2.7 particle nature of light, Einstein explanation, 8.2.8 photoelectric cells and their applications, 8.3 matter waves, 8.3.1 introduction wave nature of particles, 8.3.2 de Broglie's wavelength, 8.3.3 de Broglie's wavelength of electron, 8.3.4 Davison-Gerner experiment, 8.3.5 electron microscope, 8.4 X-ray spectra, continuous X-ray spectra, characteristics X-ray spectra. Next, 9th chapter, atomic and nuclear physics. 9.1 introduction, 9.2 electric discharge through gases, properties of cathode rays, 9.2.1 determination of specific charge of electron, Thomson effect experiment, 9.2.2 determination of charge electron, Milken's oil drop experiment, 9.3.2 Rutherford model, 9.3.3 Bohr's atom model, 9.3.4 atomic spectrum, 9.4.3 atomic and nuclear masses, 9.4.4 வந்து size and density of nucleus, 9.4.5 mass defects and binding energy, 9.4.6 binding energy, 9.5 nuclear force, 9.6.1 alpha decay. Next, 9.6.2 beta decay, 9.6.3 gamma emission, 9.6.4 loss of radioactivity, 9.6.5 off-life mean life, 9.6.6 carbon dating, 9.7 nuclear fission, 9.8 nuclear fusion. Next, electronics and communication system, chapter 10. So 10.1 introduction, 10.1.1 energy band diagram, 10.1.2 classification of materials, 10.2 types of semiconductors, 10.2.1 intrinsic semiconductor, 10.2.2 extreme semiconductor, 10.3 diodes, 10.3.1 p-n junction formation, 10.3.2 p-n junction diode, 10.3.4 rectification. First, Roman letter 1 half wave rectification circuit, Roman letter 2 full wave rectification circuit, 10.3.5 breakdown mechanism, 10.3.6 Zener diode, 10.4 bipolar junction transistor, 10.4.1 transistor circuit configuration, 10.4.2 transistor action in CB mode, 10.4.3 relation between alpha and beta, 10.4.4 operating point, 10.4.5 transistor as a switch, 10.5 digital electronics, 10.5.1 analog and digital signal, 10.6 Boolean algebra, 10.7 De Morgan's theorem, 10.7.1 De Morgan's first theorem, 10.7.2 De Morgan's second theorem, 10.7.3 integrated chips, 10.8 communication system, 10.9 modulation, 10.9.1 amplitude modulation, 10.9.2 frequency modulation, 10.9.3 phase modulation. So 11th chapter, recent development in physics. 11.1 introduction, 11.2 nanoscience and nanotechnology, 11.2.1 nanoscience, 11.2.2 interdisciplinary nature of nanotechnology, 11.2.3 nano in nature, 11.3 robotics, 11.3.1 what is robotics, 11.3.2 components of robotics, 11.3.3 types of robotics. So practicals. First experiment, determine the value of horizontal component of the earth magnetic field using tangent galvanometer. Take at least 4 readings. Experiment number 2, compare the EMF of 2 cells using potentiometer. Experiment 3, adjust the grating or normal incidence using the spectrometer. Determine the wavelength of green, blue, yellow and red lines of the mercury spectrum. The number of lines per meter length of the grating can be noted from the gratings. Experiment number 4, voltage current characteristics of PN junction diode. Experiment number 5, verification of truth tables of logic gate using integrated circuits. Experiment number 6, verification of De Morgan's theorem. ஸோ இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும், பிடிச்சிருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்தா லைக், ஷேர் அண்ட் சப்ஸ்கிரைப் டு சயின்ஸ் ஈஸி டெக் சேனல். என்னோட சயின்ஸ் வீடியோவோட லிங்க்கை டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் பாக்ஸில் கொடுத்துருக்கேன். நீங்கள் வேணும்னா போய் பாருங்கள். ஏதாச்சும் டவுட்ஸ், அதாவது ரிகார்டிங் த சிலபஸ் இல்லை சயின்ஸ் ரிலேட்டட் டவுட்ஸ் இருந்தால் கமெண்ட் பாக்ஸில் போடுங்க.